While we're waiting, I push my boulder up a hill, and I'm debating whether I'd get further off by standing still. So while you're waiting for acknowledgement from anyone, some needed more than you and didn't get enough when they were young. While we're waiting, I take my time, I take yours too. For all the words I speak, I never feel as though I'm getting through. While we're waiting for a lesson about less is more, I am guessing it's calamity and danger you adore. And what for? One window closing can still open doors. I'm gonna sit right down and share myself with you. I'm gonna show you who I am, I really am. I'm gonna listen to my face is blue. I'm gonna give you all I can. While we're waiting, tell you what I'm gonna do. Gonna wait right here, stand in line with you. While we're waiting, I glance around, there's lots to see. I take it all in as I wonder what's in front of me. As future turns to history, I figure out how much more I can be.
It's Tuesday, November 10th, 2020, and I'm Dave J. from New York City. This is a semi-DO plus, that's do-over plus, of last Tuesday's broadcast. Stick around to find out why, because this is Dave J. Tuesday. Come on! Welcome, one and all. I am, again, Dave J. from New York City, songwriter, performer, storyteller, characters, oh, and much, much more. Welcome. Please let me know who you are, how you've arrived here, by boat, by gondola, by roller skate, perhaps. Let me know in the commenter section below. We have so much fun stuff planned that we are going to check your comments in, a little ways down the while, I guess. I came up with a new phrase. I should have phrase of the day. If you've been here before, you know I have word of the day, but phrase of the day may be coming. I don't know. Just came up with it. But let's continue on, because as I say, there's plenty to get to. As I alluded in the cold opening, as we call it, this is a sort of semi-do-over D.O. is what we used to call it as a kid. You know, if you're like playing wiffle ball or something. I need a D.O. D.O. Do-over. Okay, well, the reason it will become apparent in just a short while, but as you know, I first like to check in to see how you're doing. I like to check in with you to let you know how I'm doing. As I've told you in other shows recently, I'm pretty exhausted. Why, you ask? Why, Dave J., are you so tired? What seems to be the trouble? Well, the main trouble, it's not really trouble at all, is that I've been working on my friend Evan's film. It's a feature film, an indie feature film. It's a buddy zombie comedy and I'm one of the lead roles. I'm one of the buddies. I'm working with a great cast of really great people. I'm really enjoying working with them, getting to know them. I'll introduce them to you over the coming weeks, but I want to start by sharing some photos from the shoot. Here is my co-star, or one of them anyway. This is the other buddy in this buddy comedy. This is me and Tariq. Tariq plays Henry, I play Bernie. There you go, there's an image of us approaching the drug dealer that we owe money to. And here's a shot of us on a rooftop in New York City right here, where he's just lost his girl. You know, his girlfriend sort of walked out on him, the romantic dinner he had planned, and I'm there to try to console him. I don't do a very good job. Of course, Tariq and I, rather Henry and Bernie, we're always trying to come up with a way of getting fame and fortune. And one of the ways, once this zombie apocalypse starts to occur in the film, we say, you know what, we noticed we posted some pictures online and we got some attention for it, pictures of zombies. Why don't we become zombie hunters? And we write a little theme song and we gather some people to go take selfies with zombies. And here's us about to go do so. Here are the zombie hunters. Look at the guy with the big stick. I think the guy's name is Eric, and he was very funny. Okay. Then, the zombies, we did a big overnight shoot a couple weeks ago in Times Square. We've been at this for 3 straight weeks, maybe 4. We have a little bit of a respite this week. I'm going to try to catch up on some stuff. We'll get into that later perhaps as well. But here are the zombies gathered with Evan and the camera and me and Tariq in the background in Times Square. Yeah, there's Evan in the lower left corner with his camera, and the zombies, some of them had really kooky contact lenses. And then here's me and Tariq, a really nice shot that in Times Square as well. We see the zombies coming, and we run for it, and check out this shot. Yeah, running from the zombies. In the middle of the night in Times Square. Yeah, very nice, right? You see the look on my face there? How terrified I look? It's actually sheer unmitigated pain because my knee and my thigh were just, I pulled a muscle or something, I bruised my knee. It was absolute sheer pain. And as you can see from that, the look of terror was actual physical ailment. So the last shot I have, or I have a couple more shots. I have one more shot from the shoot, and then we're going to get into the meat and potatoes of the show. And that's of this fella who is a janitor. He plays a janitor in the film, and he becomes a zombie. And we almost hit him with our scooters, and we just took a moment out from shooting. He took a selfie, and it looked like this. All right. Let's get into the meat and potatoes, as I said, of the show, because there's so much to get to. Here is the thumbnail. I'll give you a little preview of the thumbnail for tonight's show. You can see that there's a lot of things we're going to cover, and one of them is on that very thumbnail. You see, why are we repeating a good chunk of last week's show? It's because we had some technical problems, and I'm going to squarely put the blame on Facebook, because this is where we broadcast from, and it was election night, and I mentioned the candidates, and I did a couple gags about them, and you can see this on my YouTube page, Dave J from NYC, if you didn't catch the episode live. And 3 times, or 2 or 3 times, I think it was 2 times, Facebook pulled the kibosh, pulled the plug on the broadcast, and I had to rejigger everything. In fact, I've said so many great words of the day, I just don't want to get to it yet because I'm holding out, because there's so many great things to get to in this program to do as a DO, and also I said plus because I've added to the DO some things that I didn't quite include last week, but that fall under the umbrella. For example, some of the photos I showed you from the shoot I only acquired in this last week. And so I, from now on, am not going to call it Facebook. No. In fact, really, the truth be told, as I've alluded already on this program in recent weeks, we're going to be leaving Facebook for hopefully greener pastures, place where they don't really like censorship. They now, granted, it's a private company. They can censor whatever they want technically, but we're Americans here, and we like free speech, and so we're going to look for that kind of outlet. So from now on, in my book, it's not called Facebook anymore. It's, I'm going to borrow another term from my childhood, Fart Facebook. Never fails. Anyway, before I move on, there's just one more program note. Because of this crazy crap-demic we've had since March, well, work has been challenged. So I just want to put it out there for anybody watching that I do, in fact, write songs. I can write personalized songs. I can do singing telegrams. I can do Santa Claus gigs for you. I can do songs from the 20s through the 80s. Generally, that's the 1920s through the 1980s. In fact, here, right there, yes, there, that's turned around a little bit, is my promo card, and it says over 15 years experience, actually 30 by now, but it's an old card. And I'm a card, and I'm an old card for that matter. Well, so keep it in mind, and there's my contact info. Please, no kooks. All right, let's get into the meat and potatoes of the show. 2 weeks ago, before I realized I had to redo a show from last week, 2 weeks ago was the Who is Bupkis program, and so often I'll do something called Dave J. Tuesday Postscript. I guess technically it's PPS, postscript this week, but what are you going to do? And this week's PPS, I guess, is going to be another lesson from the esteemed friend of our show, Bupkis. Bupkis likes to teach you, among other things, Yiddish. And here's a Yiddish lesson for you from Bupkis, why it in fact encapsulates how we feel about Facebook. Check it out.
Hello, everybody. This is Bupkis, and I've got another Yiddish lesson for you right now. Schmendrick. 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 A stupid jerk. I'll now use it in a sentence. That heckler was a real schmendrick. Follow Too Much Bupkis. Hashtag Too Much Bupkis.
Sorry, Fart Facebook. That's the way I roll. Anyway, you may even censor me again because of this. Do you have your goons watching? Well, we're going to find out. But not before we get into, finally, as I said, the meat and potatoes, what we like to call the Tuesday Tale. This week, as we've advertised and as we did make as the main meat and potatoes, I keep using this meat and potatoes. Again, maybe another phrase of the day. We'll see about that again. We did something that I like to call Dave J's Long Lost Songs. Okay, long lost songs. Let's start, in fact, with some long lost songs from the Bupkis Project. That's right, we said Bupkis was a postscript, a postscript. Well, I mentioned on the Who is Bupkis episode that there were a number of tunes along the way while I was working with my former partner Tom on the original project. I kept writing songs, because that's what I do. I'm, among other things, as you know, a songwriter. And so, in fact, the very first theme song idea I came up with was just a simple little idea, and it's something I pulled out of the archives for you and gave you to give you a little taste of it. And it's just the Too Much Bupkis theme. Just early on, probably wrote it within the first month of us writing this project, and that was 6.5 years ago. Check it out. This is just this simple, rough idea.
Too much Bupkis, too much Bupkis, too much Bupkis, too much Bupkis. He's the man in the middle of some magic. He's the bum who's a buzzing with some ballyhoo. He's the man in the middle of a melancholy mood. Too much Bupkis, too much Bupkis.
All right, there's a little taste for you. But not too long after that, we started developing the story, the background of the character, and began to dawn on me that this character, no matter what he wanted, no matter what he tried, nothing doing. So I thought, oh, that's a good idea for a song. So here you go. Here's the demo I made here at home on the little laptop computer I had at the time for Nothing Doing. Bupkis' story, at least at that point.
Nothing doing, nothing doing, nothing doing, nothing doing,
Every time I try, it's like I'm on my knees. Go for the laugh, but inside I cry. Can't get what I need, but I'm so hungry for it. The urge, I can't ignore it. And though I'm brash, I'm lurid. Each time I'm sure I'll score, but nothing doing, nothing doing, nothing doing, nothing doing, I was born to be a joke machine, but the joke's on me. Either my gears need some quick repairs or all new machinery. But in my heart I know I'm good. I'm out of time, I'm misunderstood. In a world of steel I'm balsa wood. I wish I were comedy's Robin Hood. But nothing doing, 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 anachronistic, I'm not made for now, and now's not waiting round. I do my shtick for the band, kapow, but I don't hear a sound. On a quest to find my audience, my kind of people to give me a chance. On my steed with a comic lance, but whenever I try to advance, nothing doing, 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 nothing doing.
A few too many written there, I know. I think when I was thinking in my head, when I typed that out, I was thinking it was not nothing doing, nothing doing, I thought it was nothing doing, But apparently, I was wrong. But fart Facebook. All right, moving along. I like it too much. Take that, censorship. All right. One for the New York Post story. Okay. Moving along, we've got still plenty more to get to. I tried playing you last week a clip from a 1-minute autobiography tune that I still had not shot. Now let me give you a little background in case you don't know what in the heck I'm talking about. But in fact, before I even move on to that, let me also mention, before I totally get off the Bupkis stuff, if you're watching on the Too Much Bupkis page, it's because, those of you who don't know, I'm simulcasting again tonight on not only from my Dave J from NYC page, but also for the second time ever on the Too Much Bupkis page. That's TOO for those of you who suck at grammar. Sorry I use the word suck. Some people don't like that word. Mom. Anyway, don't use that word! Anyway, let me continue on. When I did the Who is Bupkis show that I've already mentioned, we did that on the Too Much Bupkis page, simulcasting as well. Again, we're simulcasting because there's some Bupkis material, as you now have seen. Let's continue on. Well, I have a project, perhaps, that I love even more than the Bupkis project. Dare I say, because it just encompasses all of my skills. Now, so will the Bupkis project, and stay tuned for more on that in future episodes of Dave J Tuesday and beyond, and on the Too Much Bupkis page. But I created a project called 1 Minute Autobiography. They are 1 minute long songs written from the first person perspective of iconic figures from history. One of the ones I did, among others, was Einstein. I also did one as Shakespeare, one as Gandhi, one as Babe Ruth, and then I did a theme song that also included Beethoven, Caesar, Abraham Lincoln, or Abe, as he likes to be called, and Charlie Chaplin. I bet you thought I was going to say Chan. Number one son. Okay, I can't do it. Peter Sellers did a brilliant Charlie Chan in Neil Simon's Murder by Death. It's a film I recommend you check out. How hilarious, and not in a one day at a time sort of way. Meaning it's not funny, it's hilarious. Funny is good, hilarious, not so much. Anyway, I'm the digression king, but not before. Let me, in fact, share with you one of the 1-minute autobiographies we produced, and again, with my friend Evan Seplow, with whom I'm shooting this zombie film. Here is one for Einstein, but you'll notice in the back left corner on your screen, behind the piano, is a fella named Charlie Chaplin. Check it out.
Carries a 2. E equals MC squared. Oh, hello there. I am Albert Einstein.
Hey Einstein,
I'm a scientist
hey Einstein,
and a physicist.
hey Einstein,
Ja,
you're a genius.
filled my head with knowledge and used my imagination. E equals MC squared, my most famous equation.
Hey Einstein,
I'm a scientist
hey Einstein,
and a physicist.
hey Einstein, you're a genius.
I made big discoveries about the speed of light. My theory of relativity proved that I was right. Let's sing.
Hey Einstein, you're a scientist. Hey Einstein,
The physicist.
hey Einstein.
I'm a genius.
To find out more about Albert Einstein, visit your local library.
As I pointed out, behind that piano, that was supposed to be not John Stossel. No, for those of you confused, not John Stossel. No, it was Charlie Chaplin. And therefore, I felt compelled, of course, to write my next batch of 1-minute autobiographies for Beethoven, Caesar, Lincoln, and, you guessed it, Charlie Chaplin. Well, I did go as far as making a demo at home and then going into my buddy Len Monticello, who is totally must be mentioned in this same breath because he helped me produce the music for that, with whom I recorded many hundreds of songs over the years. Brilliant fella, as is Evan Seplow, another brilliant. I've been very blessed to work with the brilliant folk along the way. Here is the track that Lenny and I recorded for Chaplin here for the first time ever publicly. Check it out. I just threw a few photos along with it because we never got to shooting the video. Enjoy.
My name is Charlie Chaplin, a legend of the silver screen. His movies kept him laughing, the best you've ever seen. Got his start on London stages, moved to New York for vaudeville, invited to Hollywood to make films with comedic skill. Full of cane and little mustache, a character called the Little Tramp. From slapstick to social satire, heart and soul with a lot of camp. Writer, actor, song composer, director, producer, and groundbreaking film comedian, a Chaplin.
I'm very proud of that. Lenny playing the piano there. Brilliant. I said, I need that tack piano sound from like the old silent film days, and boy did he deliver as usual. God, the guy's great. I hope he's doing well, he and his family. In fact, I worked with Lenny from roughly 2004 to 2012, straight through, recording at 3 records and, 4 albums, excuse me. As my understanding, there was to be no math, and other tracks that never made it to a record, little scraps here and there. Of course, I've shared some of those as well, and we'll be sharing more. They are probably more long-lost songs to come. But for now, I got back together with Lenny in 2017 and said, you know, Len, I've got some kids' songs I'm working on. I'm going to play one of them for you now. I played a few of them last week. One of them was this one, but in the interim word of the day.
Word of the day.
I said, let me throw a video together of me performing the song, and I could use it for another thing that I need it for a kids thing that I was working on. And so it's my greeting song for kids. I was going to open some shows with it. I never ended up doing so. A little bit of a complicated guitar part, actually. Has a lot of weird changes, made-up chords, so many so that I never ended up incorporating it. But I did record it with Lenny, and it's called Hello to You.
H-E-L-L-O to you. H-E-L-L-O to you. H-E-L-L-O to you. H-E-L-L-O to you. Time flies, so before we say goodbye, I'll smile and say to you, hello to you. Happy to see ya. Hello to you. Happy to be here, so let's go and start the show. Hello to you. I'll bring you upbeat music and laughter and leave you with some happily ever after. I'm a dynamo who loves to crow. Hello to you. H-E-L-L-O to you. H-E-L-L-O to you. H-E-L-L-O to you. H-E-L-L-O to you. Clocks tick, so before they start to talk, I'll knock and come on through. Hello to you. How are you doing? I must say woo, 'cause we've got some fun brewing. So don't be blue, 'cause this moment's new. As cows do moo and ghosts go woo, I'll say hello to you.
Hey, now's a chance to take a break and see what you wrote. Well, I want to welcome Terry Zuckerman. Oop, there's the camera. I want to welcome Terry Zuckerman to the program. Hey, Ter, how are you? It was great speaking with you the other day. I see you say you sampled your own diving board song for the Charlie Chaplin video, and I'm now compelled word of the day.
Word of the day.
To now re-listen to the Charlie Chaplin on my own time. I don't want to waste yours, of course, to see what in the heck you may be talking about, or I want to hear from you. Let me know in the comments section below, Terry, what part of that, because it certainly was not intentional. But, you know, Francis Dunnery, with whom I have, I'm glad to say, is a friend, he's a mentor. He's just one of the most brilliant singer-songwriters I've ever met, for sure, and seen. This is a guy who was in a band in the 80s called It Bites, and from Britain, a progressive rock band. Wasn't very big, but it was out there, and it did some things. And then he was the lead guitarist for Robert Plant's solo stuff. I saw him in the mid to late 90s with my friend Amy Miller. She took me to see him at Mercury Lounge, and we started seeing all his shows. Anyway, he gave me some guitar lessons. He gave me some astrology, psychological. It's like the two combined. Carl Jung method of those two things combined. I'm totally digressing. We should have the digression of the day is what we should work on. In any case, Terry, thanks for coming. I'm glad you're here, Terry, because why did I mention Francis Dunnery? I mentioned Francis Dunnery because I don't know why I mentioned him. I'm totally aghast. Gassed? That's not even the right word for my meaning. Doesn't matter. We've still plenty to get to. I must continue on. Terry, I'm glad you're here because the conclusion of the Long Lost Song segment is one that I'm so proud of. It's one that's never been released, never been shared with the public till last week's show, but of course this is a DO and a perfect opportunity to reshare it. It's a song that I wrote, Sue Yourself. That's a great play on words, my friend. We should have play on words of the day, because suit yourself, sue yourself, and he's a lawyer, so it's even more perfect. Will you represent me as I sue myself? Which me will you represent? Ba-dum-bump. Where's the ba-dum-bump? Let's get intimate, huh? No tongue. I'm kidding. Sorry, my parents are watching this. I grossed them out. Okay, let's go back to the main camera so we can wash ourselves of this. Okay, thank you for your patience. We're going to continue on with the final Long Lost Songs, as I've said. It's a song that I wrote that in fact embodies what this show, as it turns out, is really all about. I've been looking for a theme. I think I know what the theme of this show is. It's me and my struggles in showbiz my entire life. Well, I've written a couple songs along the way about this very struggle, and this next thing I'm going to play you is one that I'm extremely proud of as a pop rock song. In fact, I would, of course, share it as a jablamo pop song. If you know, that's the word I made up for my own genre of music. Come up with your own word. You've got your own genre. This is a song that sums it all up. It's called Radar Screen, and here it is.
Gonna get on your radar screen, come on. Gonna get on your radar screen.
I have seen days shades of murky and gray from the bottom feet of my existence. And all the daily bread radio silences torturous forms of resistance.
Venting dim minds with my rise to your surface. I pine for momentum of purpose. Gonna get on your radar screen, come on. Adrenaline just like amphetamine on your radar screen, come on. Out of Alabama and Polythene on your radar screen.
I have for years been transparently clear in my constant need for attention. Tree I've reared for the fruit it has shared. There's a lack of public comprehension.
Sending my best out expressed for the mill. To hit your bullseye better still. Now I'm bugging on your radar screen, come on. It's trauma for me to be and never be radar screen. Come on, radar screen. Come on, radar screen. There's no stopping me now. I'm plowing through barriers that kept me compliant. Safeties are off and my spirits are lost. Soft inhibitions are gone. Come on,
Get on your radar screen. Gonna get on your radar screen. Gonna get on your radar screen.
Oh boy, I really, really love that tune, and I'm glad and proud to share it with you again here tonight. Again, never been heard before. It's not finished. Technically, this track has never been completed, and yet it sounds just about done to my ears as I listen now. Boy, oh boy, as you may have seen in the credits, my friends, not only Len Monticello, the aforementioned brilliant boy wonder, as we call him, Brandon Wild and I call him, Brandon, with the man with the golden voice, also singing backup on that track, as well as my good friend Michael Bergman, or Bergie, as he lets me call him. Bergie, in fact, spent an entire weekend. I didn't ask him to. He just did it. Then he's like, you better use this thing, because I actually stayed in an entire weekend and obsessed about getting all these vocal parts in the background right. And he did so to brilliant effect. I mean, he's another brilliant guy in many, many ways. And look, it came out, so far at least, fantastically. It's one I'm going to have to release and wrap up and so forth. But there you have it, Radar Screen. And as I said, Radar Screen is, in fact, for my money, a Jablamo pop tune. What is a Jablamo pop tune? You may need reminding. I'll remind you, because that's what I'm here for. A Jablamo pop tune, it's a word I made up because I thought my tunes, kind of like when Batman would hit a villain on the 1960s TV show, that campy series, it would go kapow and it would spin out. Well, I thought my tunes have a sort of punch like that, at least in my mind, and therefore, what's another word? Jablamo! Yeah. And I was also quite under the influence of marijuana when I wrote all of these songs, pretty much. So, not when I finished Radar Screen. I'd already quit. Quit almost 7 years ago, this February, who's counting. But under those influences, I'd find myself in a state that I referred to as jablamied. God almighty, I'm jablamied, I'm so high. And then I thought, well, what's the conjugation? Jablamo pop music. And so I'd like to wrap up the show with a few more things. I'm going to, of course, if you will stick around, I've got a very special treat. I'm going to tease the upcoming show with a clip. Oh my goodness, you won't believe. I couldn't believe it, so you probably won't believe it. Hey, look, I can't believe it. Are you going to believe it? Who's going to believe what? Who's showbiz and who here? Anyway, let's continue on with some Jablamo pop music, as advertised as well. Here's a song that I wrote and recorded, again, with the brilliant Len Monticello, or Lenny, as he likes me to call him. Here's a tune we recorded called Mars.
Mars is a far-off star from here, but I can get there. Mars is a far-off star from here, but I can go. Mars is a far-off star. Mars is a far-off star. Mars is a far-off star from here, but I can get there. Anywhere I can see all possibilities. Mars is a far-off star from here, but we can get there. Mars is a far-off star from here, but we can go. Mars is a far-off star, baby. Doesn't matter who you are, baby. Mars is a far-off star from here, but we can get there. Anything can be if we give it energy. Meteoric roadblock, moon showers to space rock. Adjust your gravity
Well, I'm very proud of that recording, and I know for those of you who are science buffs or what have you, or astronomy buffs, I know astronomy is one of the sciences. I know. Mars is not in fact a star. It is not a star. It is a planet. But it rhymed and I used it, and there you go. So, I'd like to share the song with you now, live and unplugged.
Mars is a far off star from here, well I can get there. Mars is a far off star from here, well I can go. Mars is a far off star. Mars is a far off star. Mars is a far off star from here, well I can get there. Anywhere I can see all possibilities. Far off star from here, we can get there. Come on with me. Mars is a far off star from here, we can go. Mars is a far off star, baby. Doesn't matter who you are, baby. Mars is a far off star, but we can get there when anything can be. Meteoric block, moon showers of space rock. Adjust your gravity, fly along with me into outer space. Maybe face it, Mars is a far off star from there, where we can get there. Come on along now, Mars is a far off star from here, where we can go. Doesn't matter who you are, baby, Mars is a far off star. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then, of course, there's a Jablamo pop tune that I always like to sing to get my day going. It's called Up and Atom, and it goes like this. It's actually a phrase my dad always said when he used to wake my brother and I up when we were kids and shared a bedroom in old Livingston, New Jersey. He'd say, "Up and Atom, boys." It's kind of a great memory because these are long gone days, you know, and I'm kind of nostalgic. As you see, I always look back, you know.
Up and Atom, up and Atom. Good morning, mister, good day, madam. It's time to set out on our way. Up and Atom, Earth to Saturn. There's so much to do and lots to battle.
Really? Ha! I believe it, Terry.
And then I stop and look around. There's so much lost left to be found. Then I hop from bed to ground. See the sight, smell the air, hear the sound. stratum. Alive and well enough to reach new stratum. I'm looking forward, come what may, come what may. Ooh, ooh.
We're going to have to bring the show in for a landing very shortly, but I do want to share a recording that I did with the aforementioned Len Monticello of the very song I just played you, Up and Atom. Here's the instrumental version before I added my vocals with the great horn section that I had on there. Check it out. Terry Z has pointed out that Facebook has put a banner across my page for putting false information about the solar system out on its what do we call it again? It's fart Facebook. Okay, well, I'll be dreaming that tonight. Thank you for pointing that out, Terry. Well, look, we're going to have to bring the show in for a landing. I'm glad to say that we were able to get through a show without interruption, at least thus far. We do have a few minutes left. I want to thank you all very, very much for attending. I'm so delighted that we don't have to do a DODO, which is a do-over of last week's show, this week's show, and next week's show being this week's show, last week's show. You follow me, right? That we don't have to repeat any of this crap. We can put it behind us. We may keep the fart Facebook for a little longer, however. But for now, I'd like to share what we like to call on this show, What's Up to Come, the Tuesday Tease.
Tuesday Teaser. Tuesday Teaser. Tuesday Teaser? Tuesday Teaser. Tuesday Teaser.
You know, recently, my parents and I were on the phone, as we do speak quite often, and my dad recounted a memory that he likes to recount. He recounts, this is one of the ones he enjoys recounting from time to time, and it got me thinking about my earlier years. And so I thought, what would be a good theme for an upcoming show? Dave J, the early years. As I said earlier, I like to look back over my life. I'm somebody who always looks back, thinks about the way things were and the way things could have been and all this stuff, the way things were supposed to be, quite frankly. No thanks to Facebook and others. I got to take personal responsibility, of course, as I know. But this week's Tuesday Tease points out one of the segments from what my dad pointed out to me on the phone. It was a series of videos I did in 1986. I believe the month was May. We were about to graduate high school, in my case, Livingston High School, along with Terry Z right there, Terry Zuckerman. We celebrated together at the Manor, beautiful restaurant somewhere right outside Livingston, I believe. No matter. I went down to Newark with my dad that May. We recorded a series of promos because we were about to graduate, and I guess the powers that be knew that there would be drinking and driving, and that was a big issue. Just Say No was the whole Nancy Reagan thing. They had me do a series of promos, and then I said, hey, I do some impressions, and I did some impressions as well for them. I'm not going to include that till I actually do the Dave J. Tuesday broadcast. Then I'll share some of those impressions. But for now, here's one of the promos they wrote for me about drinking and driving. Holy crap, I look at myself on this camera here, and I look at myself, and I say, what happened to my nose? It's true, gravity pulled my nose out over the number of years it's been since 17 years old. I was 17 in this clip. Check it out.
Hi, this is Dave Gerstein of Livingston High School. I'm going to graduate from high school soon, and I'd like to say something to all the other graduates watching U68 right now. We've waited a long time for this moment. Years of studying, exams, midterms, finals. The pressure has been great, I know. Well, I also know you can't wait to celebrate, but there's an even greater pressure. Drugs and alcohol. Believe me, you can have a good time without them. Remember, seniors, we've come this far. The future is ours. Don't let anyone or anything take it away. Celebrate sober. One thing's for sure, you'll remember the party better.
Oh goodness, what has become the camera? Oh, here we are. We're back. Oh my goodness gracious. I only added the wah 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 because what happened to my youth? Utes, as in they call them in the South. Well, in any case, Beetle Mike appears not to be here, but he's from the South. He'd probably call them Utes too, and it's worth me mentioning. Good old Beetle Mike. Well, in any case, it's time to bring our show in for a landing. I want to thank you all very much for attending. Terry Z, we must speak again soon. I don't know if you watched that Scott Adams video I shared with you. I'd love to discuss that stuff further. My parents, I'm sure, will be speaking soon. Anybody else who happens to be perusing from the Too Much Bupkis page or the Dave J. from NYC page or my YouTube page, Dave J. from NYC, hope you're enjoying the festivities. Please do come back, follow, like, share, all the good stuff. We're going to keep telling these showbiz tales of woe, the struggle to make it in showbiz that I'll never quit. Thank you all very much. And of course, we bring the show in for a landing with the closing credits. God bless. Take care. See you next Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And before we do, one last comment from Terry Z. He says, did your voice crack yet? Peter Brady style. Have a good night.